Hello, nerds. The holidays are officially over, 2023 is here, and it's time for the story girl to get back to business. My last video was about a writing hack called Save the Cat, a concept invented by Blake Snyder. It's a little trick writers use to make their main characters more likable. If you haven't seen that video, maybe you'd like to watch it right after this one. Or you could go watch it real quick, and then come right back. I'll wait. You're back now? Cool. Now, as some astute viewers have pointed out, Save the Cat refers to a lot more than just one simple writing hack. Blake Snyder had plenty more tricks up his sleeve than that. In fact, he came up with a 15-beat story structure that is the secret sauce in a huge percentage of successful stories on the market today, including books, movies, and TV shows. What is a beat, you ask? A beat is an event or set of events that moves the story forward, propelling the story from beginning to end. The exact order of the beats can vary somewhat, and sometimes one or two can be safely left out. But for the most part, every story worth its salt is going to have all 15 of Blake's beats. Instead of simply telling you what they are, I'm going to show you by breaking down the show Wednesday into its 15 most basic story beats. If you haven't seen the show yet, be warned, because there's going to be spoilers. Beat 1 is the opening image. This image asks a question and is the first impression the audience connects with that sets the tone for the rest of the story. The opening image in this story is Wednesday striding into her high school. She obviously doesn't fit in, but she's carrying herself like she doesn't care. We sense a palpable disconnect between Wednesday and everyone around her. The question being asked is, can Wednesday connect with others? This right here is the central conflict of the show. Even though later on Wednesday hunts a bloodthirsty monster, battles a supernatural pilgrim, and more, the foundational conflict that drives the story forward is Wednesday's journey from disconnection to connection. Beat 2 is the setup, which is a continuation of the opening image. We're introduced to Wednesday's world and how she interacts with it. The opening image, Wednesday's disconnection from others, is expanded upon. Beat 3 is the theme stated, which is usually spoken aloud directly to the main character, or at least spoken aloud in their presence. This beat works best when done subtly. In this story, I believe the theme stated beat is in episode 1, when Wednesday's mother tells her,
"You're a brilliant girl, Wednesday, but sometimes you get it in your own way. I'm sure you'll grow to love Evermore and find it as life-changing as I did."
encouraging her daughter to connect. Wednesday isn't ready to receive this advice, and responds,
"I will never fall in love or be a housewife or have a family,"
insisting that connection isn't in the cards for her. This is a typical response because main characters are usually not ready to accept the stated theme until they experience transformation by going through the events of the story. Side note, stories run into trouble when they try to have too many themes. One central theme is usually all that a good story needs. Beat 4 is the catalyst. This is the event that sets the story into motion and causes the main character to take action. The catalyst is Rowan, a fellow student, getting killed by a monster right in front of Wednesday. Instead of taking it seriously, Principal Weems gaslights Wednesday and uses her shape-shifting abilities to try and make Wednesday believe it never happened. Beat 5 is the debate, in which the main character debates whether or not to get involved in the story. There's not much of a debate on Wednesday's part. She has an extremely self-assured, determined personality, and decides to get to the bottom of this and find the monster, despite several people around her trying to convince her that Rowan is still alive and that nothing is wrong.
Oh my God, for the last time Rowan was expelled, everyone saw him leave.
Have you spoken to him since?
Beat 6 is Break into 2, meaning break into Act 2, in which the main character decides to embark on the journey of the story. Wednesday starts right away by sending her assistant, Thing, to spy on the fake Rowan. Beat 7 is the B story, in which the subplot is introduced. The subplot is usually a love story. Now, it doesn't have to be a romantic love story. It can be friendship love, buddy love, or any kind of love. For example, in the movie Legally Blonde, the B story is the friendship love between the main character Elle and her nail technician Paulette. According to author Tim Stout, Beat 7 is the perfect time to bring up the theme and discuss it in greater depth, and this discussion usually takes place between the main character and the love interest. Wednesday's conversation with Enid on the balcony is a perfect example of this beat. They discuss the story's theme, connection. Enid is a werewolf who's worried that she'll never be able to wolf out and that she'll always be alone. Wednesday states that she doesn't understand why that's a problem. Furthermore, Wednesday opens up to Enid about a traumatic event in her childhood, the loss of her pet scorpion, that caused her to choose a life of disconnection. By the end of the conversation, the two girls have become friends. More than that, I would argue that Enid has become the central love interest in Wednesday's story, even more than Tyler and Xavier. Side note, it's perfectly possible to have more than one subplot, and the subplot doesn't always have to be about love. The show Wednesday has several subplots, but I've chosen to focus on the primary subplot for the purpose of this video. Beat 8 is the Fun and Games beat, or the Promise of the Premise, in which the main character starts pursuing their goal and faces various challenges and obstacles along the way. In this story, we get lots of fun and games. Wednesday breaks into a morgue, plays the cello, burns down a statue, wins a boat race, and more. This is the stuff that entices an audience to begin watching or reading the story in the first place. Movie trailers are usually chock full of clips from fun and games scenes. Beat 9 is the midpoint, which is the turning point in the story where the main character either makes progress or experiences a setback. Wednesday discovers the key to the mystery, the house of the Gates family, but no one believes her because the evidence is cleared out before the sheriff can get there. Even worse, she and Enid have a falling out due to a disagreement they had while exploring the house. Wednesday begins to believe that she is meant to be alone. Beat 10 is Bad Guys Close in which the main character's problems and conflicts become more intense. Wednesday realizes that her boyfriend, Tyler, is the actual monster, and that she sent the wrong person, Xavier, to jail. Wednesday gathers some friends to capture Tyler. She attempts to torture the truth out of him, but she's unsuccessful. Beat 11 is the All is Lost beat, in which the main character experiences a major setback and feels they have hit rock bottom. Wednesday now knows who the true monster is, but no one believes her. Thanks to her unorthodox capture and torture technique, she has been expelled from Nevermore and has run out of time to solve the mystery.
There is no more time, and there are no more deals Wednesday.
Beat 12 is the Dark Night of the Soul, in which the main character has a moment of self-doubt and contemplation. Wednesday visits Xavier in jail and asks for his help. He tells her that she ruined his life, which is fair, I guess, calls her toxic, and says that she needs to leave so that others around her can be safe.
No, it's about you. You're toxic.
This is a callback to the central conflict of the story, which is about whether or not Wednesday can connect with others. In this Dark Night of the Soul, it appears that she can't. Beat 13 is Break into 3, meaning break into Act 3, in which the main character makes a new plan and takes action to resolve the conflict. Before Wednesday gets on the train to go home, she requests to visit her friend in the hospital who has just awakened from a coma. From him, Wednesday learns the true identity of the monster's master, the main bad guy behind it all, her teacher, Miss Thornhill. This knowledge strengthens her resolve to return to the school and finish what she started. Beat 14 is the finale, in which the main character takes on the final challenge and resolves the conflict. Wednesday has to defeat an ugly supernatural pilgrim and her evil teacher Miss Thornhill to boot. Also, Enid wolfs out just in time to take down Tyler the monster. The fact that Enid takes such a central role in the finale is further proof that Enid is the main love interest of this season. Again, the love interest doesn't have to be romantic in nature, though I wouldn't be mad if it was. And finally, we have Beat 15, the final image. This should be a reflection or contrast to the opening image. It doesn't have to mean the literal final image of the story. Instead, think of it as a landing place. In this story, the final image is Wednesday and Enid sharing a heartfelt hug as friends. The question, can Wednesday connect with others, is answered with a resounding yes. This scene hit me right in the feels and is one of the most powerful final images I've ever seen on screen. Thousands of fans have praised this scene, saying that it made them cry. It made me cry too, and I'll tell you why. Because it so beautifully answers the question of the opening image. Deep down, all of us want connection, and all of us have wondered at times whether we'll ever find it. Despite everything that separates Wednesday from others, her personality, her past, and even prophecies that told her she was meant to walk the world alone, Wednesday has made a deep connection with Enid and found a lifelong friend. Final images don't get much more powerful than this. Well, that's all I have for today. I had a great time putting this together. Since it's difficult to memorize all 15 beats in just one go, I'm thinking about making more story structure breakdown videos in the future. Let me know in the comments if that's something you'd be interested in. Also, if you'd like to learn more about Blake Snyder's 15-beat story structure right now, I've linked some resources below. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, share, subscribe, etc. if you want to. Goodbye, nerds.